Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's always great to listen to that band coming in. Some years ago when we had commencement in the middle of the recession and students didn't know what was going to happen when they graduated, I said, "Play I Will Survive." And we've been playing it ever since. So thank you to Joe Ferry, Dana Mancuso, Jerry Mitkowski, Dave Lewitt, Neil Spitzer, and Dan Cotman. It's always great. Thank you. Would you please rise for the national anthem, sung by Sylvia Duramo. Sylvia is a candidate for the Bachelor of Music degree in voice performance from the Conservatory of Music. Next fall, Sylvia, who comes from Tyler, Texas, will continue her vocal studies at Yale in the Master of Music Opera program. Sylvia?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I am next week calling Hal Steinbrenner, suggesting the Yankees could use Sylvia this season. Good afternoon, graduates of the class of 2016. Parents, relatives, friends, members of the faculty, staff, administration, and distinguished guests. I'm Thomas Schwartz, president of Purchase College, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 44th annual commencement exercises. Joining me on the dais are dignitaries, friends of the college, members of our various foundation boards, our deans, directors, and chairs, our faculty, our officers, and members of the College Council. I will introduce at this time those members of the platform party who will not be introduced later in the ceremony. May I ask each as I introduce you to stand and to remain standing until all are introduced. I request that the audience hold your applause until all have been recognized. University Counsel, State University of New York, Wendy Ravitz. New York State Assemblyman, District 93, David Buchwald. Members of the Purchase College Council, John Giacano, Acting Chair. Joseph Chiavaro, President, Purchase College Student Government. Trustee of the Purchase College Foundation, Lucille Werlinick, Chair. Trustees of the Purchase College Foundation, Phyllis Corsby Hyacinth, Michelle Eiffel, and Pat Jacobs. Dean of Student Success, Patricia Bice. Associate Provost for Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Psychology, Peggy DeCook. Director, Instructional Technology, Teaching, Learning, and Technology Center and University Faculty Center, Keith Landa. Director of the Library, Patrick Callahan. Interim Director of the Performing Arts Center, Seth Soloway. Director of the Newberger Museum of Art, Tracy Fitzpatrick. Associate Professor of Political Science, UUP Chapter President, Connie Lober. The Faculty Marshals. There are members from our outstanding faculty who will be retiring this year, and I want to recognize them for their long-term and long-lasting contributions and dedication to the college. Two of our retirees are serving as our faculty marshals: Professor of Philosophy Frank Farrell, Associate Professor Emeritus of Political Science John Gitlitz. And one is our mace carrier, Professor of Literature Louise Yellen. I would also like to recognize the following faculty and staff members who are retiring: Assistant Professor Lana Fritz, Professor Joseph Ferry. What are we going to... Are you coming back next year for music, Joe? Professor Steve Lubin, Assistant to the Chair of Natural and Social Science, Fern Becker, and Senior Administrative Assistants in the School of Humanities, Rosalie Rudishan. We thank them for their many years of service. New York State University Police Color Guard, Lieutenant James McGowan, Police Officer Paul Fulshire, Police Officer Michael Miller, Police Officer Joseph Stoyer, and the college officers, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Integrated Marketing, and Associate Provost Dennis Craig, Vice President for Student Affairs and Associate Provost for Integrative Learning, Ernie Palmieri. Since 1974, Ernie has been a steadfast presence on the Purchase College campus. After a 42-year career marked by dedication and contributions too many to recount here, he is retiring. Chief Financial Officer, Vice President of Operations, Judith Nolan. Interim Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Catherine Brode. Now please join me in welcoming all of the members of the platform party. Will our esteemed and talented faculty and staff who guided this class please stand? Will the parents, families, and friends of the graduate also stand for appropriate recognition? Now, the degree candidates of 2016, will you please rise and be recognized? And now I think we recognize that without each other, we wouldn't have this day. So let's all rise and be recognized. I am pleased to introduce an honored guest, a regular attendee at our commencement, here today to congratulate the graduating class of 2016, our senior United States Senator from New York, Charles E. Schumer. Now in his third term, Senator Schumer has been a tireless advocate for New Yorkers on challenges ranging from important energy infrastructure initiatives to public health programs. Over this past year, he has connected with New Yorkers and their businesses across the state with his support for policies and legislation that pave the way for expanding opportunities. He continues to be an advocate for improved access to quality and affordable education. He chairs both the Senate Rules and Administration Committee and Democratic Policy and Communications Committees, and serves on the Judiciary, Finance, and Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committees. A product of Brooklyn Public Schools, Senator Schumer graduated from Harvard College and Harvard Law School and was elected to the New York State Assembly at age 23. He was elected to Congress at age 29. He is now the third-ranking Democrat in the Senate and vice chairman of the Democratic Caucus. It is my pleasure to introduce Senator Schumer.
Thank you, President Schwartz. And let me just say this, Tom has asked everybody else to stand in recognition. He deserves a great deal of recognition for making SUNY Purchase one of the finest institutions of higher education, not just in New York, but in our country. So thank you, Tom. Well, it's my honor to address the members of the platform party, the friends, families of the graduates, but most of all you, the class of 2016 SUNY Purchase. Congratulations. Now, first, I'd like to announce my class gift. As you know, it's hard to pay for college and graduate school. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. That's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So, a few years ago, I wrote a bill that's now law, that says you or your families who ever paid for college or graduate school can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off your federal taxes for every year of college or graduate school, provided, in Washington there's always a provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So, if you come from family that makes below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad, whoever paid the tuition, takes that tax credit. Last year, a quarter of all the people who are entitled didn't, because it's relatively new, but if you forgot, you can file a simple one-page form with the IRS and get up to 3 years back, $7,500 check in the mail. That's not a bad class gift. Now, what happens if you come from a family that makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'd like to say a word to the moms and dads. I know how you feel. A few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did and watched our daughter Jessica come up on the platform, get her diploma. It was one of the greatest days of our lives. And if you're like us, you think back to the tough times. We remembered when Jessica was 5 months old, we rushed her to the hospital with 106.5 fever. We didn't think she'd make it. Praise God, she did. We remembered when she was 5 and we put her on the kindergarten bus for the first time. And as the bus pulled away, she ran to the back of the bus, waving goodbye, tears streaming down her little cheeks. But when Iris met her at the bus at 2 o'clock, she bounded off on her return. She bounded off happy as could be. She said, "Mommy, I came back." When we asked her what was going on, in her little mind, she thought that was it. New family, new school, new neighborhood. Then we remember Jessica as a teenager, where she didn't say much to us. When she did, we didn't understand a word she said. And then moms, dads, you see your daughters and sons come up on the stage, get the diploma, and become an adult before your very eye. Congratulations to the moms and dads. And one final note of thanks. We're having a great time today. There are young men and women, many from this area, many from New York, who are in our armed forces. They're overseas. They're in very dangerous places, and they are risking their lives for our freedom. Let's have a round of applause for them as well. So, to this great class at SUNY Purchase, you know, you're graduating with a whole lot of advantages. You're getting a great education. Only about a third of the young people your age will get any college degree, and your college degree is a lot better than most, so that gives you a leg up. You have families that are behind you through thick and thin, and you may not have thought of this one, but you're the first generation to grow up amidst all of this new technology. In 1988, before most of you were born, just a few years before, that was the first year the word internet was ever used in print. There was no Facebook and no Instagram, no texting, no emails, no emojis, no hashtags, no LOL. In 1994, that may have been the year some of you were born, the World Wide Web had 13 websites on it, just 13. Now it's got 15 billion. So that shows you how quickly technology is changing our world. And you know, your parents, your teachers, me, the older generation, we try to get used to this technology, but it's hard for us. We're learning it as adults. But you were born into it. Technology is to your generation like water is to a fish. You've been swimming in it your whole lives, and so you're instinctively familiar with it. So, the fact that you've gotten this great education at SUNY Purchase, the fact that you got families and friends who are behind you through thick and thin, and the fact that you're the first generation to understand and grow up with this technology instinctively means one thing. Now's the time, if there ever was one, to figure out what your dream is and reach high for it. Then, reach deep down inside yourself. See what you're made of. See if you can achieve that dream. My advice to the class of 2016 is simple. Go for it. Now, sometimes you'll make the wrong choice, but if my experience is any indication, you'll pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. But if you make the right choice with a lot of hard work, a little luck, some prayer, your life will be enriched forever. Now, I learned these lessons myself. When I was seated at college graduation a while back, as you are seated here today, I learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid, for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. I had never been out of the country before. But at the same time, I met a girl, and I fell in love. Aww. Now, I had to decide. Do I go around the world for a whole year on the all-expense-paid scholarship? Or do I stay home with the girl, my first true love? What would you do, class of 2016? President Schwartz, they're divided. I stayed home with the girl. Don't clap yet. The story unfolds. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her on her return. As soon as she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was the matter. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was, no scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. Give up now. You're never going to make anything of yourself. But somehow, I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself seated at graduation again, this time from law school. But on the way home from law school, I told Mom and Dad I was not going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them I loved politics. I told them my dream was to run for office, even though the chances of winning were remote. As you can imagine, my parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, I came from a family that struggled to send their son to college and law school. My family never had much money. My dad was an exterminator, never went to college, and the law firm was paying $400 a week, more money than my family had ever seen. But my dream was to run for office. And so that fall, at the age of 23 and against very long odds, I ran for the New York State Assembly, and I had 3 opponents. There was the party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So as she said, I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big, thick head. Well, graduates, a few years earlier, I sure didn't get that girl. But that November, I won the election. So, to this great class, SUNY Purchase 2016, remember, you've been given 3 great gifts, among others: a great education, family that'll always be behind you, and you're the first generation to grow up instinctively familiar with all this new technology. Because you have those 3 gifts, it is my hope, it is my prayer, and indeed it's my confidence that you'll reach high and achieve your dreams. To this great class of 2016, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it.
Thank you, Senator. It's always great to have you here and to hear you talk about technology. What he didn't say is he's still carrying around a flip phone. To the class of 2016, I congratulate you on your accomplishments on this commencement day. Since you're graduating, you obviously have demonstrated your successful fulfillment of the requirements in your majors, as well as the requirements of the college. Part of those requirements included some involvement, either formally or casually, in the events on our campus over the last 2 years that were responses to the injustices that were unfolding in our nation's cities, as well as on our campus. We had demonstrations, yes, but more importantly, we had town hall meetings, speak-outs, events that allowed our community to engage in important discourse about how to make the campus a better, safer, and more inclusive place. The legacy of these interchanges is a responsibility to continue the conversation in a manner that is civil, where people commit to respecting others' opinions and to listening to other perspectives. It includes a promise that all views may be shared without fear of repercussion. This is the promise of Think Wide Open. But what I would like you to consider as you leave Purchase is whether you are prepared to take up your responsibilities as an adult and a citizen of our nation. Our nation is a nation of laws, and our personal liberties are protected by the Bill of Rights. Among the most important is the First Amendment, which guarantees us all freedom of speech. Our Constitution assumes people will act in their self-interest, and that only through compromise will we make progress. Not a compromise of ideals or values, but a compromise of immediate needs and demands and requests and wants. Recently, a columnist in the New York Times wrote, "Liberty requires certain things. Liberalism demands acceptance of our human differences and the ability to mediate them through democratic institutions. It demands acceptance of multiple, perhaps incompatible truths. This very liberty is now at risk. You need only look at the presidential election and the inability of government to function in Washington, aside from Senator Schumer's office, to understand what happens when the ability to speak, which implicitly, if not explicitly, includes the right to listen, and the failures to reach compromise are thrown to the wind. It is at risk because of those who refuse to listen to views with which they do not agree, thereby eliminating discussion, negotiation, and compromise, and the progress that could be achieved. It is at risk because growing income inequality has created a dangerous dichotomy in our society, leading to deep-seated anger, dissatisfaction, and discontent that prevents the sharing of ideas and goals to propel the country forward, where the resources of the very rich are recycled into creating more wealth for the very rich rather than a better society. When we look how progress has been achieved in our nation, it is rarely by leaps and bounds, rather by small steps. Study civil rights history and the contributions of Martin Luther King and Lyndon Johnson. You know as scientists that in research, progress depends upon the small discoveries of those who came before. You know as artists that there are many ways to interpret an author's or choreographer's words or directions, or a painting or sculpture. Only in math are there right and wrong answers to those who can comprehend them. But even yesterday's equations give rise to new findings. Perhaps a black hole doesn't just absorb all matter after all. However, quite often today, we read stories of how colleges, organizations, and even cities and towns are erasing symbols of the past in order to avoid hard conversations. History may have some distressing and offensive chapters, but those chapters represent chances to learn and to apply the lessons learned to the present and to work toward a better future. To erase those symbols is to reduce the opportunity to learn from the past, to debate and argue, and to measure our progress. So I would like to challenge you. Never compromise who you are, your values, and your beliefs, but be ready to listen to those who may have different values and beliefs. My experience has been that most people actually want the same future, but see different ways of attaining that future. If you are prepared to listen, to argue, to use the tools that you have been given at Purchase and by your experiences on campus, you will become an important part of our society, which, as we all know, needs you. Our country needs more college graduates, not because of the need to fulfill a statistic. Rather, we need you to become involved, to fight for the greater good, and make incremental progress day in and day out. I've enjoyed my experience with you while you have been students at Purchase. I have gained immensely from your presence, from your educating me and making me a better president and us a better college. Now it is your turn to do the same in our nation and our larger world, which are not the safe and inclusive spaces that you have tried to establish at Purchase, but rather places crying out with need for people like you. Go forth, and God bless.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Collymore. I am a proud EOP and class graduate of class 2010. And I am the president of the Purchase College Alumni Association. On behalf of the entire Alumni Association, I enthusiastically congratulate you, the class of 2016, on your momentous accomplishment. On behalf of my fellow Purchase College alumni present today and around the world, I'm proud to welcome you as our newest members to the Alumni Association. Stay engaged, stay connected with each other and your alma mater, because on your journeys, you will definitely find a Purchase alum along the way. It is now time to honor one of our distinguished alumni from the class of 2000.
It is the tradition of the Academy to honor individuals of preeminence, influence, and service within their chosen fields through a variety of means. For example, the honorary doctorate awarded by the Board of Trustees of the State University as a whole recognizes individuals for a significant body of life's work, unparalleled accomplishments, and/or generous and sustained service to society. A President's Award for Distinguished Alumni marks the occasion of a maturing institution and honors distinguished alumni whose demonstrated excellence and significant contributions within their chosen fields reflects on the quality of their educational experience at Purchase. We are confident that our alumni, poised as they are for roles of major influence and contribution, will continue to emerge worthy of these awards. The audience will find brief descriptions of today's honorees on pages 8 and 9 in the commencement program. Kevin Collymore will assist me with the presentation of the President's Award for Alumni Achievement. The recipient of the 2016 President's Award for Distinguished Alumni is Kyle Abraham. Kyle, will you please join us? Where is he? We are honored to present you with this citation, which reads in part, Kyle Abraham, Distinguished Alumni, Purchase College, State University of New York. Whereas you received a BFA in dance as a member of the Purchase College class of 2000, proving to your fellow student artists, collaborators, and teachers the magnitude of your talents. As a senior, you were recognized by SUNY with both the Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence and the Thayer Fellowship in the Arts. Whereas you choreographed An Earnest Request in your senior year, foretelling the breathtaking and thought-provoking performances to come. Whereas you founded Kyle Abraham, Abraham in Motion Dance Company, in which you have held the dual role of both artistic and executive director. Whereas you have also danced with Bill T. Jones, Arnie Zane Dance Company, David Dorfman Dance, and choreographed for Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater and the former New York City Ballet principal dancer Wendy Whalen, to name a few. Whereas you have received numerous accolades and awards, among them the United States Artists Ford Fellowship and the Jacobs Pillow Dance Award in 2012, a MacArthur Fellowship and the Princess Grace Award for Choreography in 2013, and in recognition of your talents, you were appointed the New York Live Artist Resident Commission Artist for 2012-2014. Whereas your choreography and namesake company reflect the best qualities of a Purchase College education, combining the fine arts and the liberal arts and sciences simultaneously, exploring dance styles and contemporary issues ranging from Edward Muybridge to Merce Cunningham, from Martha Graham to Michael Jackson, from Alzheimer's to gang violence and racial injustice. Whereas you have made numerous contributions to your alma mater, working with the next generation of dancers, selfless and committed to your art form and your community. Now, therefore, do I, Thomas J. Schwartz, President, on behalf of the alumni, faculty, students, and staff of Purchase College, State University of New York, proudly recognize Kyle Abraham, recipient of the Purchase College President's Award for Distinguished Alumni.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this prestigious honor. I'm so thankful for the 4 wonderful years that I had in my dance training, the lifelong friendships, and the wonders that I experienced as a student here at Purchase College. Like so many of you about to walk across the stage and receive your diploma today, so many of those friendships were formed and forged throughout meeting people from totally different walks of life, different from my own. But it was through the many facets that made up who we are and who we were as students that really helped to increase the interest in my dance making and into the friendships that have still stayed so deeply connected 16 years later. Since attending my audition for the Department of Dance in 1996 and sticking around that night for the then 25th anniversary of the school, I saw the work of choreographers, alumni, and professors Kevin Wynn and Doug Verone. Thank you. Those works stayed with me and are kind of cemented into my dance DNA. I'm thankful for their inspiration. I'm thankful to the entire dance faculty for their encouragement over the years. I'm thankful for this acknowledgement of my achievement in the performing arts. And lastly, I'm thankful to all of you for your time and commitment towards making the next entering class of emerging risk takers for many generations to come. Thank you so much.
We will now proceed to the awarding of an honorary degree. I've asked SUNY Senior Vice Chancellor for Finance and Chief Financial Officer Eileen McLaughlin to assist me in conferring the degree. Vice Chancellor McLaughlin, will you please join me? Our honorary degree recipient is Catherine Vokins. Would you please join us at the podium? For more than 20 years, your life's work has been an outward expression of compassion and humanity for a population our society often overlooks. In 1996, you founded the program Rehabilitation Through the Arts, RTA, and later the nonprofit organization Prison Communities International. As executive director, you guided Rehabilitation Through the Arts in its mission to use the creative arts as a rehabilitative tool for incarcerated men and women, tapping into your experience from a successful career in international marketing. RTA's successful pilot program at Sing Sing Correctional Facility in Ossining, New York, has since expanded to 5 New York State prisons, providing incarcerated individuals with an expressive outlet and opportunity to experience personal growth. Among your program's greatest achievements are the reduction in recidivism and completion rates for both GED and other higher educational degrees, which far outpace those for the prison population which does not participate in the program. Let me restate that. Among your program's greatest achievements are the reduction in recidivism and the increase in completion rates for both GED and other higher educational degrees. You are now sharing your knowledge and strategies beyond New York to other departments of corrections. You recently co-produced Dramatic Escape, a documentary film about RTA's production of A Few Good Men in Sing Sing Correctional Facility. You are partnering with Carnegie Hall's Weill Institute, New York University's Graduate Department in Educational Theater, John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and Purchase College, all a testament to the value and high regard with which the programs you have developed are held within the community. Your commitment to improving the lives of others has contributed to a dialogue among criminal justice stakeholders regarding the long-term benefits of moving from an ethos of punishment to one of rehabilitation. Your work further demonstrates that art can indeed be a powerful tool within this larger shift. You are a positive force in our society and a magnificent example for our graduates and those gathered here of how one individual's vision and hard work can affect so many. In recognition of your dedication and contribution to our society, and specifically to the population of incarcerated individuals you strive to help with dignity, respect, creativity, and compassion, the State University of New York, through Purchase College, bestows upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Catherine Vokins, by virtue of the authority vested in me, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and I invest you with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. In token thereof, we present you with this diploma and direct that you be vested with the hood appropriate to your degree. This is for you. If you do that,
Do I stand?
that's fine. You won't button it.
No, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Wow. I want to thank, of course, President Schwartz and all at Purchase College for nominating me, and of course the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees for the State University of New York for conferring the degree. Once upon a time, there was a little girl, the middle kid of 3, who stood in the shadow of her pretty and very artistic older sister and her sports-minded and award-winning younger brother. She struggled through high school, she dabbled in theater, and she even dabbled in college. What an extraordinary moment this is for me now, and how deeply grateful I am for this award. And you know, it only took me 50 years to get my degree. I'm especially touched that it comes from an institution that I feel so connected to. Kevin Lopez, a liberal studies student in the graduating class, Kevin, wherever you are, congratulations, conducted a study interviewing RTA participants who had been released from prison. As an RTA intern, he developed a database for us, an alumni. He even painted the yellow brick road for our production of The Wizard of Oz. We have benefited from Purchase College's new media department and have borrowed many an ensemble from Andrea Anthony and the Purchase College Costume Closet. Suzanne Kessler, Dean of Liberal Arts and Sciences, was chair of the RTA board for many, many years, and Greg Taylor, director of the Conservatory of Theater Arts, is co-chair of RTA's 20th Anniversary Committee. Thank you to Purchase College for playing such an important part of RTA and my life. I accept this honor on behalf of the incarcerated men and women we serve, the many alumni who have been released and remain out of prison, and all the prisoner family members who see their loved ones in a very different light because of RTA's work. My profession in social justice saves me from worrying about how to invest my salary or what to do with my leisure hours. When you work for social change, when you choose to put others first, you need guts, energy, perseverance, and a deep belief that what you are doing really matters, and that your retirement, if it ever happens, will just have to take care of itself. So why did I choose this profession? Well, I didn't. Like the wands in Harry Potter, it chose me. I spent half of my professional life in international for-profit business with my husband, Hans Hollenbeck, who's in the front row. And until he had a midlife correction, he started seminary training and he ended up teaching theology at Sing Sing Correctional Facility. I was curious about what he had found so important in prison that he would leave our successful business. So I sat in on a few classes, I met his students, and then one fateful day, I attended the graduation of that class and found my heart's goal and my life's true purpose behind the walls of that maximum security prison. Statistics show that most women who end up in prison go there because of a man. Well, I guess I proved that stat right also. For reasons that I still can't explain, at that graduation, I asked one of the prisoners, "Is there any theater going on?" And he said, "No, hell no, and there's so much talent here. Will you come and help us?" Like most people, I had never really given a thought to our criminal justice system or the people in prison who are, out of sight and out of mind. I didn't know that the United States is the world leader in incarceration, with 2.2 million people in our nation's prisons and jails, and that more than half of that population are people of color. I did not know that the sentences for similar crimes are much longer in the United States than in other countries. And I had no idea that in the United States, thousands of people are serving life sentences without the possibility of parole for crimes of nonviolent nature. That was 20 years ago. Working with prisoners blew away the myths and stereotypes about the incarcerated, who they are, what they want, how they act, how they feel. I could see the humanity, the intelligence, the talent locked away for decades behind razor-wired walls. That conversation at that graduation led to the development of the nonprofit organization Rehabilitation Through the Arts, which now operates successfully in 5 New York State prisons, and inspired a similar arts program in the Max Facility Prison in Hong Kong, of all places. Today, RTA offers workshops and performances in theater, dance, visual arts, creative writing and poetry, voice and vocal training. Professional artists and educators travel to 5 maximum and medium security prisons, and we serve over 200 incarcerated men and women each year. Indirectly, we've served thousands of men and women in prison population who have attended RTA performances, many who had never seen a play before. We strengthen our members' relationships with their families by sending them performance videos that show their loved ones trying new activities and working hard to improve themselves. And last year, for the first time, family members were allowed to come into the prison to see a performance. In that first family performance, The Wizard of Oz, the young son of the prisoner playing the Scarecrow yelled out, "That's my daddy up there." I must admit, I clouded over with mist in my eyes, and I know I saw some corrections administrators who misted over also. 2 published studies provide evidence that participation in the arts works in prison. The first, conducted by a researcher at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, showed that participation in RTA leads to better disciplinary records and coping skills. The second, conducted right here by Dean Kessler, Purchase College faculty member Ronnie Halperin, and a senior psychology student, proved evidence that our program is a catalyst for learning. Over 125 of our alumni have been released for more than 3 years, and only 5 have returned to prison. That 5% recidivism rate is a dramatic improvement over the nation average of 50% or more. The program has been a win-win for all involved, but most especially for me. This work has deepened my understanding of the role poverty and race play in our criminal justice system. Every day I apply the skills I learned in business to working with the prison bureaucracy, the prisoners themselves and the RTA staff solving problems, negotiating, building networks of strong relationships, and managing projects. Now, I do have a few bits of advice. This is a graduation ceremony after all. Guard your reputation carefully, friends. Your reputation is a critical asset in today's world of overexposure on social media. Build strong and positive relationships. Good relationships are the key to any part of your life. Keep an open and non-judgmental mind. You don't have to like everyone, but you can respect them, and one day you might be working with them. Don't be afraid to take on any task, no matter how small. You're not devaluing yourself. You're doing what it takes to accomplish something. Have compassion for yourself as well as for others. Life is not a race, but a long road of starts, stumbles, stops, and surprises. Professional happiness is knowing that life is not a checklist of acquisition or achievement. Your qualifications, your resume are not your life. though you're going to meet many people who will not know the difference between the two. Let me close with a small story about one of our RTA participants. Kareem had been in prison for 15 years when he was cast in our production of August Wilson's play Jitney at Sing Sing. Kareem played the lead role of Becker, who owned a taxi stand. Becker's son had been in prison for murder, and his wife had died, and Becker had lost stature and respect in his community. The son returned home and confronts his father. "Why did you never visit me in prison?" Becker is unforgiving, and the argument ends badly. Sometime after the performance, Kareem was in the yard, and a prisoner approached him and thanked him for helping him understand why his own father had never visited him and what his crime had done to his family and to the community where he had lived. He finally understood the terrible burden his own father was carrying. If you really believe life is about position and power and money and prestige, go for it, really. But if you care about making the world a better place, try the world of public service. Changing lives can be a very gratifying experience. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the 2016 senior class speaker, Raisha Castro. Raisha is a Latin American studies major. Raisha's family, including her 3 children, are here today to celebrate her achievements. Not only has she completed her degree in 4 years, she is the first female in her family to obtain a bachelor's degree. Raisha's future plans include working with special education students and Latino community outreach programs. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the 2016 Commencement Senior Class Speaker, Raisha Castro.
Good afternoon, President Schwartz, Provost Pearson, distinguished faculty and staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2016. They say that in your 20s, you go on a journey to find yourself, and in your 30s, you start to live the life that you're meant to be in. Well, I'm here to tell you that at 35, I have finally found myself and the life I'm meant to have right here at Purchase. I am Latina, born in Hamilton Heights in Upper Manhattan, whose mom is Black and biological dad is white, and whose innocence was stolen at a very young age. I lived in a walk-up apartment with a backyard that was a fire escape, where I'd sit and stare out for the airplanes, wondering what wonderful destination they were heading off to, places I can only dream of. As a little girl, I saw a commercial on TV for some beautiful ivy-covered college, where students were reading under a huge oak tree, walking around campus with their white kid sneakers on and their bleach-stained jeans and their thick V-neck sweaters, so we know that's not the 90s. I so wanted to be under that tree reading a book that would lead me to a future of success. In high school, I was an AP honors student until I got into my senior year. All of my friends were making plans of which colleges they wanted to attend and what careers they wanted to follow. I was eager too. I applied to several, including Purchase, and got accepted. But I was confronted with the realization that college wasn't going to happen for me. No one was prepared to help me finance my education, and without any help, I had no chance of making it happen. Once a promising National Honor Society student, I sank into a rebellious and depressed state, and only graduated high school by the skin of my teeth. I had no emotional support, no foundation, no guidance, no one to turn to. So I packed up my bags and moved to the Sunshine State right after graduation, thinking and hoping that it would give me the kickstart that I've been wanting. I started my new life in a new state, got a job, my own car, my own apartment. I felt like I defied the odds and had all the freedom in the world. But life has its surprises. At 19, I married and started a family with my husband. We grew from a family of 3 to a family of 5. Being a young parent isn't easy nor glamorous as it is portrayed on reality TV. There are sleepless nights, worrying about how you're gonna make ends meet, making sure that the kids have insurance, food, shelter. Sometimes we had to decide if getting gas for the car to go to work was more important than getting formula and diapers. But no matter the circumstances that life had thrown at us, we were determined to push past it, remain grounded, and united as a family. But we both knew things had to change. After years of dead-end jobs and moving, things started to look up. My husband was working full-time and going to college full-time, and to help with his tuition, I got a job as a phlebotomist in a hospital. Now, if you don't know what a phlebotomist is, we're the ones that knock at your door in your hospital room at 2 or 3 in the morning to annoy you and draw some blood. That's us. We arranged our schedules so that there was always one parent at home with the kids. There were days we wouldn't see each other, but we knew that we had to make a sacrifice and not return to a place of struggle and uncertainty. After almost 10 years of being a lab assistant, I decided it was time for me to go to the next level and apply for a higher position. But I hit a glass ceiling. I was told I only could move laterally. The reason? I didn't have a college degree. That sinking depression came over me again, but this time I didn't give in to it. My husband said 4 simple words that no one in my entire life has ever said to me before. I believe in you. That just added fuel to my dormant fire. In spite of my own doubts and fears, his words resonated within me. I left my job and I applied to Purchase in fall of 2012. Now, y'all know the route to get to Purchase, right? Off the Hutch, right? Onto Lincoln. Be careful when you get on Lincoln because there are speed traps. I've seen many of you guys pulled over. I have one too. And then you make a right on Anderson Hill and Purchase is on your left. But as I drove out in the loop for the very first time, I was trying to figure out where was the actual school. There's trees and grass. There was no beautiful central quad, no majestic oak tree. Might be somewhere hiding in there. Certainly no preppy students walking around in V-neck sweaters. It's the 2000s now. Just bland brick structures that look like time forgot, but looks can be deceiving. Because my GPA in high school was so low, I could only register as a non-matriculated student. While this was certainly embarrassing for me, I didn't let it stop me. We paid out of pocket for one class to bring my GPA up. And my first class was US History 1 with Professor Leandro Bermegui. His class changed the course of my belief and gave me a new understanding and perspective and goal in life. I learned about the true struggles of Native Americans, Black Americans, and Latinos of this nation. These people are the thread and a bigger part of the foundation of this country. And as a parent, I don't understand why the true history of this nation is hidden from textbooks that our children are given in primary schools. And I refuse to have my children know a partial history that reads wholesome in a book rather than to know the truth. At the end of the semester, I waited for my grade. And usually it comes in this mustard-colored envelope with your name in bold letters. Well, this time it came via portal, which is brand new to me, which is Moodle. Y'all know. I got a B+. Not too bad for a mom of 3. So onward I went, and I applied as a matriculated student. And this time, I got in. I was an official Purchase college student. Student orientation made it even more real for me, maybe a little bit too real. A parent approached me and asked me if I was there with my son. Now, I gave her a perplexed look because at the time, my oldest son was 11 and my youngest was 6, so they were not there. I mean, I knew I was the oldest in the bunch, but yeah, that was great. I got a Purchase water bottle and my student ID, and I took that water bottle everywhere I went. And I took out that student ID to just milk out those discounts. They work. I was excited and nervous as a kindergartner on her first day of school. So much so that I even drove to campus the night before the first day of classes to practice where I would park my car and time myself how long it would take me from the lot to get to my 10:30 class in the social sciences building. That's how excited I was, yes. My experiences taking classes here at Purchase have been more than I could have ever imagined. I am grateful for the endless efforts and dedication of the professors of this institution. Professor Mark Brzezinski's class, Literature of Latin American Cities, took me out of my shell of speaking Spanish to owning it and being proud of it. Professor Paula Halpern's class, Culture in Modern Brazil, opened my eyes to the complex legacy of Brazilian history, such as slavery and its diverse and beautiful culture. And Professor Leandro Benmegui. His methods of teaching Latin American history gave me a new sense of purpose and validation of being Latina here in this country. He opened up my eyes and ears to social and political issues within our Latino community with the creation of Casa Purchase, where I have been lucky enough to intern. Casa Purchase is an enriching resource not only for Latino students on campus, but an outreach for Latinos in Westchester. These professors gave me the tools and incentives to push forward with my studies, to learn more, want more, and expect more from my education. I had no clue what I wanted to be when I started Purchase, but now I know who I want to be and what I want to do with my life, and it is to teach middle school special education. Here's what will stay with me from my time at Purchase. Walking from the W2 lot to campus, hearing the sounds of a saxophone or a violin, y'all know, the magnetic voices of the opera singers from the Music Conservatory, stealing a glimpse of the ballet dancers in the Dance Conservatory building. Just watching them leap in the air in unison and land so gracefully was breathtaking. I've always wanted to try that. Taking classes in the Natural Sciences building, I would peek into the anatomy class on Monday nights, and I would listen to the professor teach those medical terms I used to study so long ago, like genes, chromosomes, pathogens. Watching so many of you in your natural elements and witnessing of your many talents has made me feel like I rubbed elbows with celebrities. Along with my family, I have gone to your plays, performances, and shows on campus. It made me feel a sense of pride in all of your hard work and your dedication to your craft. Class of 2016, here's what this non-traditional college student has learned at Purchase. Throughout life, you will find people who will change the way you see the world and change the way you see yourself. They will motivate you, inspire you, challenge you, and some may even walk away from you. And that's okay, because everything in life has a purpose and a season. It's up to you to decipher the pros and the cons, the good from the bad, the truth from the lies. It's more than just putting in hard work. It takes dedication, time, sacrifice, and with those come blood, sweat, and tears. Never lose that inner fire, that passion, that drive, and that desire that has carried you here today. Now, I don't have my last page. But to those out there listening, maybe throughout your journey, you have felt lost, alone, or confused. I can certainly relate. It is not too late to set away your fears and live out bravely and continue on your journey. Because one day, you too can be sitting under that oak tree or taking classes at Purchase one day. So today, I stand before you, Latina, mother of 3, wife of 16 years, a survivor, a bookworm, a lover of arts and history. And today, I get to add one more title to that list, as the first woman in my entire family to graduate from college. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2016.
Thank you, Raisha. I had the good fortune of meeting your family and you before the ceremonies today, and I asked her, "What are you going to do after commencement today? What's the special thing you'll do?" And she kind of smiled at me a little bit shyly, and she said, "Well, my son has a baseball game. My daughter has a swimming." So I thought, well, if there's any way to understand the travails and challenges you faced, that was very much of a reality check. But I hope you will find time to celebrate today. And I hope you will find time to celebrate what you've given Purchase. Thank you. We will now proceed with the conferring of degrees. Mr. President, as Provost of Purchase College, I have the honor, the great honor, on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff, to present to you the college's 2016 degree candidates. And I ask with pride that you confer upon them the degrees which they have earned and to which they are so entitled. I would respectfully invite Elizabeth Robertson, member of the Purchase College Council, to join you in the presentation of the degrees. And assisting Elizabeth Robertson is the presiding officer of the faculty and chair of the College Senate, Associate Professor of Theater Design Technology, Dan Hanessian. The deans will introduce the chairs and directors who will welcome the candidates from their respective schools and conservatories. The names of the candidates will be read by Pamela Prather, lecturer in theater performance in the Conservatory of Theater Arts, and Andrew Solomon, Assistant Professor of Journalism. This is a very important day for our graduates, and I ask that students, faculty, staff, and family members please remain seated until all graduates' names have been read. Today, we celebrate a Purchase tradition, the passing of the brick. 4 years ago, an incoming freshman from the class of 2016 was given a brick at orientation. A symbol of Purchase and the achievements of our students, the class of 2016 brick has been safeguarded for the past 4 years. And in a little while, one of your classmates, Asiata Young, will hand the class of 2016 brick to President Schwartz when she comes up to receive her diploma. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ravi Rajan, Dean of the School of the Arts.
Director of Art and Design, Stephen Lamb, will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in Art and Design. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Art and Design, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Science.
Bryant Wesley Alexander. Emily Paige Alperstein. Sunwayne Mercy Andrews. Alex Apostolidis. Kia Celeste Armstrong. Elise Marie Asenza. Eric Avila. Kimberly L. Badger. Maria Battaglia. Daniel John Bracken. Brandon K. Brown. Courtney Danielle Brown. Hannah Brown. Peter J. Brown. Sarah Emily Brown. Ian Douglas Byrne. Stephen Alexander Campbell. Sherilyn R. Castillo. Carolyn Marie Serena. Eliza Charbonnet. Catherine Charbonneau. Nicole Rianne Chastain. Michaela Danielle Connors. Kendra O'Brien Conroy. Henry Paul Cordova. Cara Lynn Cox. Mary Frances Dennis. Jillian Brett DeBari. Alexa Lorna Dragonetti. Tristan Dubin. William Eli Elkin. Ekaterina Ermont. Alexa Nicole Eugene. Griffin Nicole Garment. Alicia Lynn Giacoya. Philip M. Gibson. Caitlin Rose Giuscanini. Where's her name? Brittany Nicole Glasscock. Tessa A. Good. Emily A. Greco. Joel Edmund Grenon. Jason C. Guevara. Daniel A. McInerney. Chelsea E. Harkin. Kristen M. Heitzman. Jason T. Henderson. Mariah Cheyenne Hickson. Imani Humphreys. Willie Ip. Mark A. Jean Gillis. Pernille Carlson. Kathleen Lori Kilanowski. Hikaru Kishimoto. Jennifer Rose Kozlowski. Stephanie Jean Landy. Tony Ann Rose Liakota. Kevin Leibowitz. Marissa Jean Lopez. Marissa Loveler. Skylar J. Majori. Brianne F. Malloy. Kiara L. Martin. Max R. Moiro. Elijah McMillan. Dennis Timothy Moore. Jesse Wallace Morseberger. Brandon A. Pagan. Sophia Panayoto. Teresa Julia Pedersen. Brittany Nicole Petronella. William N. Pineda. Leanne N. Piscata. Erica Rosso. Emily Jane Richard. Michael S. Rapitsky. Jamie Patricia Russell. Jeffrey P. Samuel. Michaela Graysana. Gianna Sergovich. Patrick Sloutier. Stephen Goodhart Solo. Kelsey R. Sunia. Ellis Lowry Sukman. Young Tan. Wark M. Tosaka. Shane T. Velez. Robert B. Wagner. Craig M. White. Abigail Zamora. Erica Zhang. Shen Zhang.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Art and Design, I now have the honor to present the degree candidates for Master of Fine Arts. They went by very quickly. They are here? Excellent. Oh, you separated them. Okay. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Art and Design, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science.
It's okay. Jenna Lee Paula Armando. Alexander Ellis. Mark Staglia Grigg. Malai Liang. Christopher Locasto. Carlisa Elita Mapp. Ava Rogers. Monique B. Romney. Jasmine Taylor. Jasmine Huai Minye.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Art and Design, I now have the honor to present the candidates for the degree Master of Fine Arts.
Michael L. Baracco. Jennifer S. Conrad. Lydia Jean Goldbeck. Eleanor King. Dustina Sherbine. Palele Shabalala. This is me. Yeah, I'll stick with it. It's okay.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts Management, I have the honor to welcome and present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Nora Giblin Allison Weiser. Daniel H. Arias. Grace Ann Armstrong. Serpico C. Arriaga. Olivia Marie Asmussen. Jake Ryan Atherton. Jeremy Michael Begor Gleason. Cameron W. Bentz. Gretchen Hannah Burke. Alec V. Comella. Paige C. DeMeo. Jacqueline Epstein. Layla Ann Michelle Gentil. Katarina Glavan. Tracy L. Goldberg. Shauna Catherine Golding. Luz J. Guzman. Samantha Maureen Orr. Abigail Mary Houston. Angela Imperati. Ebony Nicole Jones. Emily E. Joyce. Samuel Ross Katz. Lauren A. Kennedy. Ron Ho Kim. Claudia J. Cassell. Kristen Lynn Kahn. Stephanie Kristen Lawler. Chanel Larios. Jefferson Luciano. Sarah Ann McCrae. Richard C. Masler. Richard S. Masler. Mark D. Matheson. Shannon I. Munoz. Taylor Navarro. Joel Neri. Shaquille King. Allison Marie Pabon. Erica Rose. Christy Pavlik. McKenna E. Pleck-Cook. Alexandra L. Puleo. Brittany Lynn Rice. Thomas E. Rich. Sarah Christine Ritt. Haley E. Ryan. Rebecca A. Scalise. Connor Robert Schloop. Robert L. Siaka. Alyssa Michelle Sharp. Matthew M. Shea. Kelsey Marie Sloan. Jamie M. Smith. Rosa Sudol. Casey Lee Sussman. Colisha N. Sykes. Tevin T. Tinto. Jack Christopher Tomasak. Kelvin J. Vivar. Christine A. Viven. Alvaro David Wong. I'm doing dance.
Interim Director of Dance Nellie Van Bommel will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in dance. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Dance, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Larissa Acevedo. Courtney Nicole Barth. Michelle Louise Bay. Alexandra Bittner. Miranda P. Bradley. Ryan Christopher Carlo. Maria Jose Castillo Aguilar. Jason Rees Chinchuli. Gianna Rose Di Girolamo. Joshua M. Dunn. Joshua Pierre Dwyer. Caitlin R. Edwards. Andrea Marie Farley Shimota. Paul C. Geritano. Rachel Colleen Gill. Josephine Janet Haas. Casey Bronwyn Howes. Kirati Jinkun Wipat. Victoria Lynn Kress. Amanda Lynn Krish. Marcella Ann Lewis. Natalie Kaiwin Lynn. Weru Samantha Loon. Francesca L. Martocci. O. William Franklin Bailey Noling. Emily Marie Oriak. Logan C. Pedon. Julia Alden Phillips. Maya Alessandria Redding. Carly Christina Scott. Corrine Helen Shearer. Maya Rose Takon. Yeah. Samantha Terzi.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Suzanne Kessler, Dean of the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Augustine Zarzosa, Chair of Film and Media Studies, will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in Film and Media Studies. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Film and Media Studies, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Arts.
Louise S. Bartolotta. Catherine C. Bauer. Vincent Michael Graziano. Vuk Lungulovklotz. Devin Muckley. Alana L. Murray. Sophia Nikolic. Sarah Noel Parry. Anna E. Stan. Morgan R. Wisniewski. Samuel H. Zemi. Julie Marie Ulegando. Caitlin Blenny. Christopher Brosnan. Josh Brush. John Brush, sorry. Chris Busone. Alexander Chamorro. Edwin Giovanni Chuni. Taylor E. Cole Lovelace. Joseph A. Damiano. Jesse James Dow. Maxwell Thomas Ebert. Gabrielle C. Echeveretta. Sierra Simone Evans. Silvana E. Gordillo Gonzalez. Thomas J. Greco. Dustin M. Joseph. Noah Gabriel Cantor. Janet I. Kastnelson. Stacy Elizabeth Kaufman. Kristen Lynn Kahn. Mark J. Lyman. Gianna Paloma Leeson. Curtis Tell Liniger. Jamie L. Lozel. Thomas W. Lopresto. Hannah Lucas. Haley Lyle. Daniel J. Mara. Matthew J. McKevany. Renice M. McLean. Anthony J. Marenti. Jordan H. Moore. Wesley A. Morrison. Lorraine Meraritu. Megan M. Nelson. Eric M. Palanza. Amanda K. Panzer. Abigail Rivera. Jonathan Joseph Rosado. Elena Lee Rubin. Christopher A. Sharrett. Ethan J. Spielman. Melissa Tamayo. Christopher David Tiricone. Jack Tomasak. Matthew Sotiru. Yoon Yi. Takakayuki Umezawa. Rebecca Margot Weeks. Brian Vasquez. Maria Winkowski. Brianna M. Zambrano.
Chair of Humanities Ross Daly will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in humanities. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Humanities, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Yep. Haley M. Angelico. Christian C. Arango. Elizabeth D. Balfe. Gabrielle Maylee Bernstein. Leanne N. Bescript. Caitlin Alexandra Bowen. Nina Braca. Alana Joy Broskowitz. Julissa Caldwell. Karine Ann Marie Carr. Raisha Castro. Joseph Shavaro. Sunina Leilani Clark. Amy L. Clark. Eve M. R. Comparati. Alana R. Costello. Alexander Gabriel Cruz. James P. Chernowski. Rachel Ruth DeSaro. Alyssa Delgado. Lauren Marie Derrico. Kevin Domansky. William Eli Elkin. Rachel Bari Epner. Eve W. Fairbanks. Julie A. Fix. Morgan T. Gartner. Laura J. Hessler. Allison M. Hart. Carly Fowler. Rachel Estrella. Jennifer Guzman. Oriana Gonzalez. Yusuf Craig Graves, Jr. Emily A. Greco. Angelique M. Haraguchi. Sean Michael Harrison. Samantha Maureen Orr. Jabri Hopkins. Yasmin Musa Jamil. Blair A. Johnson. Mercedes Jade Nibs. Anna Valentine Coolmay. Chanel Larios. Eric M. Levine. Marley Rose Lisker. Jennifer K. Longeroux. Inez Lukic. Jules Carolyn Madison. Anthony Joseph Myra Jr. Carlissa Elita Mapp. Carl William Marsh III. Imani Walters McCullough. Catherine McCurdy. Maggie Agnes McAvoy. Timothy Ryan McGee. Kathleen E. McManus. Amelia Myreed McNally. Winifred Julia McNally. Terrence Mayer III. Catherine Mora. Marielle Nazareno. Stephanie Louise Aper. Elizabeth Osowicki. Michelle L. Pandolfo. Frederick E. Park. Franco Paz. Zachary Michael Pensa. Gregory M. Picarella. Chloe Zuzu Pocock. Lodi D. Polly. Anna E. Proper. Ian Howell Quinn. Yesenia Rabanales. Leah M. Reinke. Kyla B. Raskin. Danielle T. Ripetti. Tyler G. Racino. Kevin Martin Robillard. Jordana Felice Rosen. Christine J. Sanchez. Ashley Norma Sangster. Lindsay E. Sieber. Elise N. Sledge. Megan H. Singer. Chris J. Sommerfeld. Bridget Soto. Aaron Southwick. Ellis Sukman. Brandon James Tanis. Jasmine P. Thompson. Lucas Trombley. Cassandra M. Valencia. Amanda Nicole Verdone. David A. Weber. Rachel Weiss. Jade Ashley Whiteside. Zoe Ray Williamson. Daniel G. Wolf. Anna Lillian Young. Megan N. Zulch. Which one's this? Which one's this? Liberal Studies.
It's my no masters? No masters, okay. It's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Interim Director of Academic Programs in the School of Liberal Studies and Continuing Education, Kathy Jang, who will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in Liberal Studies.
Okay. Thumbs up. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Liberal Studies and Continuing Education, I have the great honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
Anthony Olunbumi Akimbola. Ale Ali. Jamie E. Arksile. Yarissa Barkulsel. Joseph D. Barnes. Helen S. Blash. Janet M. Bonadonna. Jamie M. Bonadonna. Connor J. Brady. Christopher Paul Bronson. Tasheke Simone Brown. Jaquinwa Denise Carruthers. Manuel Cervantes Jr. Matthew Joseph Chavez. Kirisith Chariton. Halim A. Chin. Nicholas Kashardi. Michael Thomas Coney. Donna Karina Cruz. Kevin Cruz. Cassandra Lynn De La Cruz. Diana Marie DeMarco. Amy Nicolette Dos Santos. Jennifer Igiaco. Kendall Glass Felix. Jacob M. Fisher. Devoy Folks. Ebony Larique Force. Thomas E. Ishmael Gulares Garcia. Taylor Foster. Tamara Francois. Jessica L. Gallego. Jessica Fabiola Garcia. Jonathan W. Gatson. Henry James Gonzalez. Kimbo Maurice Harrison. Benjamin Christopher Herman. Jennifer Marie Hunt. Jaquil Jinks. William C. Call. Stephanie Kristen Lawler. Victoria Wild Langley. Brendan Michael Laporte. Brian Thomas Leonardo. Tamara C. Lindor. Martin Linane. Kevin Marcel Lopez. Kevin Luang. Patricia Lynch. Kenisha Light. Silvana Mazarek. Chelsea Ann McDonald. Renee M. McGeady. Tiffany R. Mazzone. Kenyatta Milner. Sorry, Kenyatta Minor. Christina M. Mocha. Wesley Carl Minch. Elke Lynette Nelson. Will R. Norlander. Jordan Oakrend. Matthew Jonathan Ost. Isaac Afriye Owusu. Amber L. Page. Ashley Melrose Paguillo. Brooke Elizabeth Paoloto. Taylor Nicolette Parker. Christina Plata. Chelsea Lauren Rillier. Kayla Justin Rodriguez. Mayra Rodriguez. Chelsea Lynn Rothman. Evelise Roman. Victoria Colby Ron. Zachary Stack Rosenblum. Elena W. Rotov. John Austin McHugh Salcedo. Gloria A. Scott. Shivali Sethi. Brianne Sheehy. Brittany Guerin Spampinato. Tara E. Stiansen. Jordan L. Syrup. Joanne Patra Taihang. Alonzo Evander Tremaine Thompson. Emmett Tauber. Andrew John Tucker. Briselli Valentine. Matthew A. Vasquez. Emily Villareza. Anthony Walker. Mary Lou Ward. Miles R. Weinfeld. Lene Yali. Lene Milani Wiley. Caitlin Wolf. Amanda Brittany Worrell. Julian Jamal Wright. Michael D. Wickoff. James Christopher King Young. Allison Marlene Morvillo.
Albert V. Oops.
Director of the Conservatory of Music, James Underkoffler, will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in music. On behalf of the Faculty of Music, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music.
Okay. Albert V. Alf. Jadon C. Alvira. Jesse Michael Ambrose. Benjamin Justin Barnett. Andrew James Behrens. Zachary Robert Burns. Richard Baumser. Matthew B. Bracco. Sean Brecky. Andrew James Brugger. Ryan Matthew Capazzo. Michaela Christensen. Jasmine A. Daquin. Nathan Scott DeBrine. Cyrus E. Dennis. Sylvia Nicole DiArmo. Joshua Michael Deutsch. Victor Knight Denito. Thomas X. Diagnardi. Catherine Waddles Dryden. Michael T. Dvorak. Patricia C. Dyer. Nicholas P. Farrell. Zachary G. Garnett. Liana I. Ginsberg. Vanessa A. Gracing. Nicholas G. Haskell. Zachary A. Jackson. Soria Catherine Karkari. Ross Matthew Kaiser. Brian Christopher Kenny. Dan Krakauer. Daniel L. Kerpaska. Joseph Nathan Lieber. Chase Lockheed. Malik K. McLaurin. Amelia Mayreed McNally. Gabriel Bernard Mende Fridkis. Joseph Cameron Menino. Jessica Pauline Nason. Jacob Thomas Nizy. Asaro J. Ogadengbe. Juan David Peña. Adam Frank Piotrkowski. Anthony Howard Pitkin. Eugene Charles Postniewski. Justin D. Rohde. Brandon Lee Richardson. Matthew G. Skaptura. Miriam S. Steinman. Samuel C. Skinner. Kelly Ann Smith. Julie K. Sone. Alexandra Rose Sullivan. Gun Tanaka. Michael P. Turnwall. Christian Uraga. Connor Lawson Wage. Jeff Young. This is me. Yeah.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Music, I now have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Music, as well as the Artist Diploma and the Performer's Certificate.
Sylvain Rebu Castellano. Fridel Andres Cuellar Osorio. Lori Adele Horowitz. Kenneth Michael Huffman. Christopher Robert Tunkel. Sujin Jung. Gun Young Kim. Juho J. Lee. Alexander Rayner. Michael David Richards. Ulana Michiko Shannon. Jessica Lee Stein. James Wengro. Jun Xiao. Okay. You get the first.
Chair of Natural and Social Sciences, Linda Bastone, will welcome to the stage the degree candidates of Natural and Social Sciences. Mr. President, On behalf of the faculty of Natural and Social Sciences, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
David Ayo Oluwabamidila Hardy Yanji. Emily R. Adler. Lipney Androver. Natalie A. Allen. Amanda J. Alpernan. Samantha N. Amar. Itza A. Aravina Polgar. Jeffrey S. Arroyo. Anthony Peter Bambach. Sophia Josephine Bender. Malachi B. Davis. Julienne Silvana Dorcius. Yeah. John Patrick Drake. Cameron W. Benz. Carol M. Bolte. Ryan W. Boyle. Olivia Karen Noble. Claire Casal. Rachel H. Shabbat. Ashley F. Chiarmella. Brianna L. Collins. Edgar Cuteco. Mitchell Robert Cup. David Scott Cusick Johnson. Sophia Dunn. Benjamin A. Ehrman. David M. Emma. Andrew Ehrlich. Elon Faison. Andrea Marie Farley Shimota. James P. Chernowski. Mikey Stephen Feliciano. Michael D. Fiola. Jenna L. Fiore. Matthew Lucas Ford. Tyler Z. Ford. Ryan Richard Friel. Jessica L. Gallego. Jonathan O. Garcia. Anne Garg. Genesis Gonzalez. Elizabeth R. Gilliard. Morgan L. Hems. Christina Gagliardi. Tara A. Goodman. Adara Marie Greco. Jessica C. Gutierrez. Alan Guzman. Christina A. Harhouse. Sorry, that was Christian A. Harhouse. Sophie J. Habits. Carrie Haggerty. Julian M. Hamilton. Tiffany M. Hamlin. Alanye Henry. Kevin W. Higgins. Canaria Hillier. Natasha Honey. Nicholas Ishu. Melissa Ashley Itkin. Amber Vanessa Jackson. Haja Mariama Jalwa. Kay Lily Cobb. Katara E. Jordan. Nina A. Wan. Julia Capet. Andrew Ryan Kaplan. Victoria Rose Captain. Bisma Khan. Indy Singh. Stephanie Knipe. Theodore Carl Kramer. Aaron Grazius. Michael Eli Leidner. Alina Leidner. Giovanni A. Lopez. Christopher Lucas. Lucas E. Luagi. Kevin Lucchini. Jennifer Marmoleos.
Rory Alexander Mazer. Roisin Aaron McAuliffe. Caitlin C. McCarthy. Matthew J. McCarthy. Connor T. McLoin. Leah Meisells. Uriel Milishberg Chirom. Carly D. Mitchell. Emily E. Baldovin. Scott Nidopatelsky. Kalia L. Nozil. Dylan C. Olson. Wilman D. Orellana. Erica Rose. Ruth A. Oviedo. John Paul Ortega Cardona. Cindy N. Pacheco. Ross James Panabacker. Matthias T. Papp. Max D. Pockner. Ashley I. Perez. Lara Pratt. Daniel Joseph Pitti. Natalia B. Prondo. Alexandra Rose Presia. Desiree P. Kwame. Dylan M. Quijada. Alexis S. Ratner. Max Ryan Rebhune. Timothy J. Rera. Chantal Reyes. Samantha Harris Rich. Sulibeth Rivera. Luigi O. Rodriguez. Mildy M. Rodriguez. Shada Casares Rodriguez. Nawapon Sirisawa Sakul. Amy L. Rivetusu. Jonathan Spencer Robinson. Rebecca M. Rodstrom. Brendan Mark Rooney. Okay. Melissa Rosario. Joshua Serlo Santos. Anna T. Sabano. Eric Melanese Skanga. Thipali Sethi. Melissa Siller. Ida Victoria Mejia Soto. Oliver Patrick Smith. Talani Sinclair. Jillian Catherine Stacombe. Jonathan Taylor Stern Charles. Bryce Patrick Stewart. Lexi Seal Stodden. Kinga F. Toth. Noel Rosso Tutuned Gian. Sabrina A. Trejos. Christian Valentin. Nicholas Romeo Vecchi. John Rocco Veramo Jr. Danielle E. Versteeg. Elizabeth Concepcion Villegas. Nikki M. Visiglia. Takia R. Walcott. Lynn D. Weinstein. Amanda L. Yanarelli. Vincent Michael Wong Crocito. Adam B. Woodley. Serafina Ruby Alexandre. Aisha Saeed Ali Rahi. Morgan Gabriel Anderson Cranage. Marciel Pinto do Carmo. Sandra A. Garcia. Emily S. Nunez. Aladdin Soliman. Shada Casares Rodriguez. Joshua Serla Santos.
My hat just fell off. I just bumped it. So. I'm going to cry.
Director of Theater Arts, Dr. Gregory Taylor, will help welcome to the stage the degree candidates in theater arts. Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Theater Arts, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Fine Arts and the Bachelor of Arts.
Austin Reed Alleman. Desmond J. Confoy. Yasemin Eti. Monica Ray Summers Gonzalez. Dakota S. Granados. Nadej Mates. Camille J. Upshaw. Niara S. Senior. Julia Taylor Veranosi. Jade I. Radford. Claudia G. Rivera Vasquez. Brian J. Sanchez. Jennifer Paola, Jenalee Paola Armando. Alexandra Suzanne Christie. Ji-Young Chung. Alan Richard Kraft. Jennifer Lynn Deere. Cassandra Elaine DeVoe. Trevor J. Dewey. Jane A. DiBartolo. Peter M. Finelli. Sophie Galtman. Marilyn Gartenstein. Ross J. Leonard. Jennifer Ann Martin. Caitlin N. McDonald. Nicole Helen Oranges. Alan Oswaldo Paez. Audrey Louise Palmeyer. Natasha C. Sandaj. Mark D. Shearer. Lisa Berteau Smith. Katora May Thorpe. Andrea Tiara Torres. Rebecca A. Addington. You go. Anita W. Bennett. Claire M. Buckley. Gretchen Hannah Burke. Paulina May Casey. Jasmine Castronuovo. Allison Rose Chard. Warren Cherry. Mark Chin Alyong. Kara A. Clifford. Miles Wyatt Clohessy. Brandon Jamar Collins. Jelani E. Cornick. Jane Grace Cody. Kevin H. Downing. Lauren Marie DeRico. Annette E. Elson. Layla Ann Mitchell Jonti. Allison Jiggier. Alana Ginsberg. Chloe Goldmonsor. Kristen Gobiowski. Sarah R. Good. Tara A. Goodman. Alexandra Jessica Hanley. Akeni Lyle Iwanagwi. William T. Kaufman. Victoria Morgan Klulak. Vincent Anthony Lane. Tori Gassman. Marcus James Lazore. Jacob Jack Lizard Lisbeth. William F. Manton. Stephanie A. Messing. Michael Paul Miel. Kana Miyahara. Lisan Moline. Anna Teresa O'Connell. Tyler J. Olson. Stephanie L. Opper. Louise Opper. Ashley E. Organ. Ramona R. Petrova. Joseph Ramondino. Jessica R. Rappaport. John T. Richardson. Andira P. Rodriguez. Marco Romo. Corey A. Savage. Joshua David Scarlett. Megan A. Singer. Jasmine Taylor. Miko T. Valkonen. Rory Terrence Vanderbeck. Lauren Marie Varner Timothy. Coral Marie Ventura. Jessica Yost. Isatu L. Young. David Zheng.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Faculty of Theater Arts, I have the honor to present the candidate for the degree Master of Fine Arts.
Yaki Chu.
I'd like to ask that all the degree candidates now please stand. You got to hear this next part. Mr. President, you have here assembled before you the Purchase College degree candidates for 2016. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of the college, I ask at this time that you confer upon them their degrees.
It's very quiet. Are you waiting for something? Upon the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degrees which you have earned and which you are entitled. Congratulations. You are now Purchase College graduates and alumni.